Hello everyone, it's Mr. Simmerly. I'm the librarian at Woodland Elementary, and I hope that you're doing well. I hope you're staying healthy, given the circumstances of everything that's going on. But it's completely different to be able to read a book into my camera and not in front of your smiling faces, which we miss a lot. But we're going to have some fun doing virtual library classes as well. I'm going to be reading you books throughout the couple of weeks that we have. We'll be doing some lessons and things like that. I just wanted to start it off really simple this week of reading you a book. Next week we'll talk about how to take care of books and how to check out books. That way I can get books to you into your hands. Okay? So the first book that I want to read to you with remote virtual learning through the library at Woodland Library is called The Sweetest Fig. It's one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors, Chris Van Allsburg. Very cool. If you know anything about the author, he is the guy that wrote and illustrated Jumanji and some other great books. So here we go. The Sweetest Fig by Chris Van Allsburg. Here we go. Just like the cover. Monsieur Bibot, the dentist, was a very fussy man. He kept his small apartment as neat and clean as his office. If his dog, Marcel, jumped on the furniture, Bibot was sure to teach him a lesson. Except on Bastille Day, the poor animal was not even allowed to bark. One morning, Bibot met an old woman waiting at his office door. She had a toothache and begged the dentist for help. "But you have no appointment," he told her. The woman moaned. "Oh." Bibot looked at his watch. Perhaps there was time to make a few extra francs. He took her inside and looked inside her mouth. "This tooth must come out." And he said that with a smile. When he was done, the dentist said, "I will give you some pills to help with the pain." I get the feeling that he likes to pull teeth. I'm not a fan of the dentist. The old woman was very grateful. "I can't pay you in money, but I have something much better." And she took 2 figs from her pocket and handed them to Bibot. "Figs?" he said angrily. "These figs are very special," the woman whispered. "They can make your dreams come true." She winked at him and put her finger to her lips. It was clear to Bibot that the woman was crazy. He set the figs down, took her by her arm, and when she reminded him about the pills, he said, "I'm sorry, only for paying customers," and he shoved her out the door. Not very nice. That evening, Bibot took his little dog to the park. Poor Marcel loved to sniff the tree trunks and bushes. But whenever he stopped, Bibot would pull sharply on the leash. And just before going to bed, the dentist had a small snack. And he sat at his dining room table, ate one of the figs the old woman had given him. It was delicious. Possibly the finest, sweetest fig he had ever had. There he is eating the fig, and there's his dog. Like dogs do, kind of wanting a bite of the fig. In the morning, Bibot dragged Marcel down the stairs for his morning walk. The steep steps were hard for the short-legged dog. Bibot wouldn't think of carrying his pet. He didn't like to get Marcel's white hairs all over his beautiful blue suit. As he walked along the sidewalk, Bibot could not help noticing people looking at him. They're admiring my suit, he thought. But when Bibot saw his reflection in the window of a cafe, he stopped in horror. He was dressed only in his underwear. Uh-oh. The dentist turned and ran into the alley. Oh no, he thought. What has happened to my clothes? Then he remembered the dream he had had last night. In his dream, he stood in front of that very cafe dressed in his underwear. Something else had happened in his dream, and Bibot struggled to recall it. Marcel, looking out from the shadows of the alley, began to bark. The dentist looked up and saw the rest of his dream come true. What's it going to be? No one noticed Bibot as he ran home in his underwear. All the eyes of Paris were fixed on the Eiffel Tower, which slowly drooped over as it were made of soft rubber. Bibot understood now that the old woman with the figs had told him the truth. He would not waste the second fig. So, when he ate the fig, the dream that he had that night came true. Over the next few weeks, a reconstruction of the Eiffel Tower began, and the dentist read dozens of books on hypnotism. And each night before he went to sleep, he gazed into a mirror and whispered over and over, Bibot is the richest man on earth. Bibot is the richest man on earth. Bibot is the richest man on earth. So he's saying that in his mind, so maybe he'll dream that he's the richest man on earth. And then, if he eats the fig, it'll become true. So soon in his dreams, that's exactly what he was. As he slept, the dentist saw himself steering his speedboat, flying his aeroplane, and living in luxury on the Riviera. Night after night, it was the same. So he's practiced dreaming the dream of having lots of money. One evening, Bibot took the second fig from his cupboard. It would not last forever. Tonight, he thought, is the night. He put the ripe fruit on a dish and set it on his table. Tomorrow, he would wake up the richest man in the world. He looked down at Marcel and smiled. The little dog would not be coming along because in his dreams, Bibot had Great Danes. And as the dentist reached into his cupboard to take out some cheese, he heard the crash of breaking china. Uh-oh. He turned to see Marcel standing on a chair with his front paws on the table, chewing the last of the fig. So now the dog has eaten the last magical fig. Bibot was furious. He chased the dog around the apartment. And when Marcel ran beneath the bed, Bibot yelled at him, "Tomorrow I'll teach you a lesson you'll never forget." And then the dentist, angry and heartbroken, went to sleep. So now his dream of being rich is not going to come true because the dog ate the fig. When he woke up the next morning, Bibot was confused. He was not in his bed. He was beneath it. Suddenly, a face peered in front of him. It was his own face. Time for your walk, it said. Come to Marcel. A hand reached out and grabbed him, but Beau tried to yell, but all he could do was bark. The end. So since the dog ate the fig, the dog's dream was to be human and not a dog. So they reversed roles. And so now he gets to know what it feels like to be a dog, since he wasn't very nice to his dog. One of my favorite books, The Sweetest Fig. I hope you enjoyed it. The next slide over. You can tell me how you like the book. You can tell me what your favorite part about the book was. And you can tell me what you've been reading since we've been out of school. You can tell me what your favorite book is. You can tell me anything you want about books and reading, because I want to be able to communicate with you guys and hear what you have to say. I hope you enjoyed the book. Next week we will talk about how to take care of books, and then I'll be pushing out a video showing and telling you how you can check out a book, because I want you to have a book in your hand from the Woodland Library that you can read and that you can enjoy. So that's my goal for this week. Something's really easy for this week. Next week, we'll talk about how to take care of library books. We'll talk about how to check out books, and then we'll start getting books in your hands. I hope you're doing well. Whenever you get a chance, play outside in the sunlight, get you some sun, drink tons of water, make sure you're hydrated, read books, read 20 minutes every night or more. I miss you guys. I will see you very soon, hopefully. Mr. Simmerly, out.